Are you serious, folks? There's some things taking place right now with the peace agreement that is absolutely putting this covenant with many is exactly what it's going to become, a covenant with many. A couple things going on. First of all, John F. Kerry and Barack Obama have been trying to shove this peace agreement, the parting of the land, the two-state solution, upon both the Palestinians and the Israelis. They've used the leverage of, if you don't do it, we'll just let Iran do their thing. They've used the leverage on the Palestinians. If you don't do it, you're not going to get the $50 billion that all of the community of nations have promised you, including the EU and the Arab League and the Saudi Arabians and the Americans and the British and everyone else, and the Canadians and the Australians and everyone else involved. So with all of this strong-arm tactics, the Bible prophecy of Genesis chapter 25, verse 23, when the Lord told Rebekah that in her womb was two nations and two manner of people, not just two boys, Jacob and Esau. Well, we're waiting for these two nations to be birthed. One has, Israel, 1948. The other, Palestine, hasn't yet, because to do it, it breaks the covenant of God. But in biblical prophecy, God says they will do it. It's found in Daniel chapter 9, verse 27. Now, I just wrote a book called Jerusalem Jihad, and it just arrived yesterday afternoon. They're packaging them now. Everyone who pre-ordered, they're shipping them today. This book will help answer a lot of questions as it relates to the New World Order, the Illuminati, and how they link together with the radical Islamic jihadists and the rise of the beast in the end times. That's right. It's called Jerusalem Jihad. Let me tell you some things that's happening right now. You can only find it at my website, paulbegleyprophecy.com. Here's what I just sent. Penny just sent this to me from Virginia. Get this. The Russians, the big bear is awake now. Russia enters the negotiations. Palestinian Authority Chairman Mahmoud Abbas launched his diplomatic intifada, if you will, against Israel and exited from the John F. Kerry Peace Initiative on Thursday, January 23rd, from Moscow. In his meetings with President Vladimir Putin, Prime Minister Dmitry Medvedev marked his breakaway from the U.S.-led peace process with Israel 4 months before it was due to expire, and signaled his bid for Russian backing for a Palestinian state. So the Palestinian leader defection caught both Secretary of State John Kerry and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu unprepared and surprised, according to their intelligence agencies. Putin and Abbas almost certainly plan in advancing to drop their bombshell on both John Kerry and Netanyahu, were otherwise engaged at two international events in Switzerland, in Geneva. They were talking about, of course, the World Economic Forum and Syria conference about what to do with Syria. So for the Russian leader, it was a chance to show his international community and the Obama administration that he was several steps ahead of the game. Here's what he's doing in the Middle East. Putin has went ahead with Iran's nuclear program. He led the charge to get the six-nation deal done while he teams up with Iran. And with the Syrian civil war conflict, he jumped on the side of Assad and put an end to Obama's red line to drive Assad out of power. Now, with the Palestinian peace process with Israel, it is Russia who's jumped in to team up with the Palestinians to give them what they would say equal footing with Israel and America as the two sides try to figure out the border and how it's going to work. Obviously, the Arab League nations, 23 of them will be involved. The EU will be involved. Australia is going to take some of the Palestinian refugees. Canada will take the rest of them. The Americans will build a super train highway called a safe passage from Gaza to Ramallah and pay for it. There'll be a buffer zone between the Jordan Valley and the Palestinian new state and Israel. What about the settlements? Who looks after the Israeli people that will be living in Palestine? Is that why Jordan's going to oversee the Temple Mount? Does Jordan also oversee the Jordan Valley buffer zone? How many countries are going to be involved? This is a covenant with many. A covenant with many. And it's right there in Daniel 9:27. And Jesus, when asked about the end time prophecies or the end time signs in Matthew 24:15, said, when you see the abomination of desolation spoken by Daniel the prophet standing in the holy place, then you know, whosoever readeth, let him understand, okay, that this is a major end time sign. Well, we'll address this, the Temple Mount, the peace agreement, and a lot of historical information with Israel, as well as in current world events. I mean, we got a lot of key players involved in this book, a lot of key players, current world events, and how it relates to an end time apocalyptic message on the end times. It's called Jerusalem Jihad. You want to get a copy, you can find it at our website, www.paulbegleyprophecy.com. That's www.paulbegleyprophecy.com. Put your orders in today. Ship tomorrow, because this is such urgent information. I want to get it to you right away so that you'll understand the times we're living in. We are definite. Something biblical's going on with the signs of the second coming of Christ. And I hope you're saved. If not, give your life to Jesus Christ. We'll run out of time. Don't miss today's show. I got Muhammad Mercy. I got Turkey. I've got all kinds of stuff. Temple Mount, or people, 3 Jews were arrested trying to get on the Temple Mount this morning. I mean, there's all kinds of information we're going to share with you. Demonology, the new hologram, which could be used for the Antichrist, making the beast both speak. I mean, are you serious? Revelation, we're all over it. I'll see you guys this afternoon from 12 noon to 3 p.m. Eastern at my website, www.paulbegleyprophecy.com.